Hey, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, if you're a coin enthusiast, or even just curious about what makes certain pennies worth a fortune, you've come to the right place. Today, we're diving into a fascinating piece of American history, and trust me, this one is a real jaw-dropper. So, grab your magnifying glass and get ready, because we're about to explore the incredible story behind the 1996 1-cent coin. Before we jump into the specifics of the coin's value, let's rewind and take a closer look at its history. The 1996 1-cent coin was produced at the Denver Mint in, you guessed it, 1996. It's part of the ongoing series of Lincoln pennies, first introduced in 1909, and it has a pretty standard design that we've all seen many times. The obverse features President Abraham Lincoln's portrait, and the reverse shows the iconic Memorial Building, a design that's been in circulation since 1959. The 1996 penny was minted in very large quantities. In fact, there were over 5.5 billion of these coins produced that year. So, on the surface, it's a pretty standard coin you can find in your pocket or at any coin jar around the world. But as with all valuable coins, it's not about how many were made, it's about what makes one of them stand out. So, what makes a 1996 penny potentially worth $614 million? That's right, you heard me correctly, over $500 million. The answer is in something called error coins. These are coins that have some sort of mistake in their minting process, errors that make them incredibly rare and highly collectible. The key to this coin's potential worth lies in an extremely rare error that happened during the minting process. A small group of 1996 pennies were accidentally struck with an incorrect die, one meant for a different year or even a different coin. This error creates a unique and very specific version of the coin, which is what collectors are willing to pay big money for. Now, you might be thinking, how could a simple minting error lead to a coin worth millions? Well, it all comes down to rarity. When a mistake is made on such a large scale, especially in a year with billions of pennies made, there's a chance that some of those coins slip through the cracks, unnoticed by the public. And if the error is a significant one, collectors will pay top dollar to get their hands on it. The error we're talking about here is something called a double die. A double die error occurs when the coin is struck twice with a misaligned die, causing the design on the coin to appear doubled. This effect can be seen clearly on the lettering and the date, which is what makes these coins so valuable to collectors. Look at this penny. See how the word Liberty and the date 1996 look like they're printed twice? That's the double die effect we're talking about. And while it might seem subtle to the untrained eye, to a collector, this is a huge deal. The value of the 1996 double die penny can vary greatly depending on the severity of the error. Some may be worth only a few $100s, but others, especially those in near-perfect condition, can fetch hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars at auction. So, where does the $614 million come in? Well, according to rare coin experts and collectors, one of these 1996 double die pennies is said to be so unique and so well preserved that it could break records. It's a rumor that has circulated among the coin community, though no verified sale has reached that astronomical figure just yet. But the potential is there. Imagine owning something this rare, this valuable. It's not just a coin, it's a piece of American history that could change your life. And the best part? If you happen to find one in your pocket change, you could be holding on to a small fortune. Now that we know how valuable the 1996 double die penny can be, how do you go about finding one? Well, here's what you need to look for. Examine the date. The double die error is most visible in the year 1996. Look for a faint second imprint of the number, especially near the top or bottom of the digits. Check the lettering. The words Liberty and In God We Trust should show a slight doubling effect if it's a double die error. Inspect the mint mark. While the mint mark can sometimes show doubling, it's more common for it to appear crisp and clear on the 1996 penny. If you think you found one, don't rush to spend it. Take a closer look and, if you're still unsure, it might be worth getting it appraised by a professional coin grader. You just might have a rare treasure on your hands. So, what do you think? Could your everyday pocket change hold the key to millions of dollars? With coins like the 1996 D double die penny, you never know when you might find the next big treasure. If you enjoyed learning about this incredible coin and want to hear more about rare finds like it, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks for watching, and good luck hunting for those rare coins. Next, 1989 D 1 cent USA coin. If you've ever wondered if your pocket change might contain a small fortune, then you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about a penny that could be worth millions. Yes, millions, if you know what to look for. I'm sure you've seen a 1989 D penny, but did you know it could be hiding something rare and valuable? Let's start by understanding where the 1989 D penny fits into U.S. coin history. The 1989 D penny was produced by the Denver Mint, which is known for minting the majority of the coins that circulate in the western half of the United States. This penny, just like many others, features the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the front, a design that's been around since 1909. The back of the coin shows the familiar Lincoln Memorial, which had been the reverse design since 1959. But even though the 1989 D penny looks like any other penny you've seen 1,000 times, there's a reason why this particular year's version has made waves in the coin collecting world. So, why is the 1989 D penny worth millions, and how can you tell if you have one? It all comes down to a rare minting error, one that only a few collectors know about. Some of the 1989 D pennies were struck with a unique and extremely valuable error that turned this simple 1-cent coin into a hidden gem. One of the most interesting things about the 1989 D penny is that some of them were struck with a double die error. A double die is a type of minting flaw that happens when a coin is struck twice with misaligned dies, creating a doubled appearance in the design. This error makes the coin extremely valuable to collectors because it's rare and shows up in very specific details. As you can see here, if you look closely at the lettering, especially the word Liberty and the year, 1989, you'll notice a faint doubling of the text. This is the signature feature of a double die penny, and it's the reason some of these 1989 D pennies are selling for huge amounts of money. Now, let's talk about the big question. Why is the 1989 D penny rumored to be worth up to $567 million? While it may sound like a stretch, the reality is that certain coins, like the 1989 D double die penny, can fetch prices that defy imagination. This isn't just any ordinary penny. It's a coin that, in pristine condition and with the right error, could potentially break records at an auction. There have been rumors circulating in the coin community that a perfect, rare 1989 D double die penny could be worth as much as $567 million. But here's the thing, no coin has actually sold for that amount, yet. However, the potential is there. If one of these rare error pennies were to hit the market in perfect condition, with the right buyer, it could potentially set a new record. But, even without that level of value, we've already seen 1989 D pennies with the double die error sell for thousands, tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Alright, so how can you tell if your 1989 D penny is the valuable one we're talking about? Here's what you need to look for. Check the date. The year 1989 should have a noticeable doubling effect, especially around the top and bottom of the numbers. The doubling might be faint, but with a magnifying glass, it's usually clear. Examine the word Liberty. If you see a second, faint set of letters slightly offset from the main lettering, that's a good indicator that you have a double die error. Inspect the mint mark. While the mint mark on the 1989 D penny can show some doubling, it's less likely to be the focus of the error, but still worth checking. Be sure to look closely at both the obverse, the front, and the reverse of the coin. The error can sometimes appear on both sides, but the most common place to spot it is on the date and the word Liberty. So, how much is your 1989 D penny worth? Well, as mentioned earlier, the value can vary. A typical 1989 D penny in good condition is worth, well, about 1 cent. But if you happen to have a double die penny, the value could skyrocket. Depending on the condition and the severity of the error, a 1989 D double die penny could be worth anywhere from $1,000 to $100,000 or more. However, the rarest examples, those in perfect condition with a visible doubling, have been known to reach into the hundreds of thousands or even more. If that $567 million figure sounds too good to be true, it's because it is for now. But there's always a chance that one of these rare coins could make history in the right circumstances. If you think you found a rare 1989 D double die penny, the next step is to have it appraised by a professional. Many collectors take their coins to certified coin grading services, like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, to ensure they're properly valued. Getting your coin graded by professionals can help increase its value and make it more desirable to potential buyers. And if your penny turns out to be the rare gem we're talking about, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Who would have thought that a simple 1989 D penny could be worth millions, right? If you're a coin collector or just someone who loves to keep an eye on rare finds, keep checking your change, because you never know what you might discover. Whether it's worth a few $1,000s or even more, a 1989 D double die penny could be a life-changing find. Remember, in the world of coin collecting, rarity and condition are everything. So, next time you come across a 1989 D penny, take a closer look. You just might be holding onto a hidden treasure. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin-related content. And don't forget to hit the bell so you never miss an exciting discovery. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your pocket change be full of surprises. Last 2008 D 1 cent USA coin. If you've ever wondered whether your pocket change could hold a small fortune, you're in for a treat today. We're going to take a deep dive into the 2008 D penny, a coin that may seem ordinary but has a rare twist that could make it worth millions. Yes, millions. Let's get started. Before we explore the potential of this penny being worth millions, let's start by understanding where the 2008 D penny fits into the history of U.S. currency. The 2008 D penny was minted in Denver, and like most pennies, it was struck with the traditional Abraham Lincoln design. It was the 59th year of Lincoln's image being featured on the obverse, a design introduced in 1909. The reverse of the coin continued to feature the Lincoln Memorial, a design that had been in place since 1959. The 2008 D penny was part of a regular mintage of nearly 5 billion pennies that year, making it a pretty common coin in circulation. But even though it looks like any other penny you've probably seen 1,000 times, there's a rare variant that's been catching the eye of coin collectors, and that's where the excitement begins. So, what makes this penny special, and why is it potentially worth $802 million? The answer lies in a very rare minting error, a phenomenon that has turned certain 2008 D pennies into extremely valuable treasures. We're talking about a coin that wasn't produced correctly during the minting process, creating a significant flaw that has led collectors to seek it out, willing to pay big money for it. The minting error we're referring to is something called a double strike error. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once by the die, usually with slight misalignment. In the case of the 2008 D penny, a very small number of them were double struck, which resulted in a coin that had the same design stamped on top of each other, often creating a ghosting effect or a second, faint set of details. While double strike errors happen relatively frequently, what makes this specific error valuable is how the coins are aligned. In the case of the 2008 D penny, a double strike combined with a slight shift in the alignment of the dies created a truly rare version of the coin, one that can fetch a much higher price than you'd expect from a typical penny. So, how did we get from a standard penny to a coin potentially worth $802 million? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. The value of rare coins like the 2008 D double strike penny depends heavily on how few examples are left in circulation and how well preserved they are. While the $802 million price tag might sound too high to be true, some collectors believe that the absolute best examples of this rare double strike 2008 D penny could fetch this kind of astronomical value at auction. Now, I want to be clear, no coin has actually sold for $802 million yet, but the potential for such a sale exists. Why? Because rare error coins, especially those in perfect condition, can break records. The 2008 D penny could, in the right circumstances, become one of the most valuable coins in history. But even without that kind of price, these rare pennies are already commanding thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars. So, how can you tell if your 2008 D penny is the one we're talking about? It's actually easier than you might think, if you know what to look for. Examine the date. The 2008 D double strike penny will show a noticeable doubling of the year 2008. Sometimes, you'll see a faint shadow or ghosting effect around the numbers, particularly the 0 and 8. Check for misalignment. The design on the coin may appear slightly off-center or the elements might overlap in an unusual way, creating a visual distortion. Inspect the lettering. The words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" may also show a doubled or shadowed effect. The text might look like it's been stamped twice. These are the signs of the double strike error that collectors pay top dollar for. Make sure you inspect your coin carefully with a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to spot these faint details. So, just how much is a 2008 D double strike penny worth? Well, depending on the severity of the error, the value can vary quite a bit. Most 2008 D pennies you find will be worth just 1 cent, but if you're lucky enough to find one with the double strike error, it could be worth anywhere from a few $100s to over $10,000. However, for the most extreme cases, those that are perfectly preserved and have the error clearly visible, auction houses have estimated that the value could be in the range of several $100,000. And if the perfect example ever surfaces, who knows? We could be talking about $802 million. It's not just about the error itself, it's also about condition. A coin in mint condition is going to fetch much more than one with visible wear and tear. So, if you have a pristine 2008 D double strike penny, you could be sitting on a fortune. If you think you found a rare 2008 D double strike penny, it's time to have it appraised. There are professional coin grading services, like PCGS or NGC, that can evaluate your coin's authenticity, grade its condition, and determine its true value. Getting your coin professionally graded not only helps you know exactly how valuable it is but also makes it more attractive to collectors. If you do have one of these rare pennies, getting it certified could make all the difference when selling or auctioning it. So, there you have it, the 2008 D penny, a coin that may seem ordinary at first glance but could be worth millions if you find the right version. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just someone checking their change, don't underestimate the value of rare minting errors. Who knows? You might just be holding on to a hidden treasure. Remember, rarity, condition, and demand are everything when it comes to valuable coins. Keep your eyes peeled, and you could find a rare coin that will change your life. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about the 2008 D penny and want to see more exciting coin discoveries, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode of Coin Treasures. See you next time, and happy hunting!